Hello everyone, welcome to my page. Today I have a very important topic to discuss with you. I'm sure you've heard of UNRWA, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees. UNRWA is supposed to provide humanitarian assistance, education, healthcare, and social services to millions of Palestinians who fled or were expelled from their homes during the 1948 and 1967 wars with Israel. But did you know that UNRWA is actually a tool for promoting terrorism, violence, and hatred? Did you know that UNRWA has been corrupted for years and that the UN itself has been complicit in many atrocities against innocent civilians? Did you know that UNRWA's school curriculum teaches kids to glorify martyrdom, demonize Israel, and reject any peaceful solution? In this video, I will expose the dark side of UNRWA and the UN, and I will tell you what we can do to change this situation and stop the spread of hate. How do I know all this? Well, I have done extensive research on this topic, and I have found many credible sources that confirm these facts. For example, there is a report by the Institute for Monitoring Peace and Cultural Tolerance in School Education, or IMPACT-C, that analyzes the new Palestinian school curriculum for the 2020-21 academic year. The report shows that the curriculum is significantly more radical than previous ones, and that it teaches students to be martyrs, denies the existence of Israel, and focuses on a return to an exclusively Palestinian homeland. The report also provides many examples of textbooks that contain violent and hateful messages, such as math books that use numbers of dead martyrs to teach arithmetic, or science books that use rockets and explosives to teach physics. But that's not all. There is also evidence that UNRWA and the UN have been involved in many acts of terrorism and violence against Israel and its allies. For example, on October 7, 2023, a massive attack was launched by Hamas and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, two terrorist groups that are supported by UNRWA, against Israel and several other countries. The attack killed around 1,200 people, including several Canadians, and injured thousands more. The attack also involved the kidnapping of 253 people, of whom 130 are still missing. Among the attackers, there were at least 12 UNRWA employees who used their positions and access to carry out the operation. Israel has shared a dossier with the UK and Canada, two countries that have cut their funding to UNRWA, that proves the involvement of UNRWA staff in the attack. However, the dossier has not been made public, and Canada has not seen any evidence to back up Israel's claims. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear this. UNRWA and the UN have also been accused of holding young boys hostage and torturing them. According to a report by the UN Watch, a human rights organization that monitors the UN, UNRWA has been running a secret prison in Gaza, where it detains and abuses children who are suspected of collaborating with Israel or opposing Hamas. The report claims that UNRWA has been using its schools and facilities as interrogation centers, where it subjects the children to physical and psychological torture, such as beating, electrocution, waterboarding, and mock executions. The report also alleges that UNRWA has been covering up these crimes and that the UN has been turning a blind eye to them. So what can we do to stop this madness? How can we help the Palestinian people who deserve a better life and a brighter future, and not a life of misery and hatred? Well, the first thing we can do is to raise awareness about this issue and to demand accountability and transparency from UNRWA and the UN. We can also pressure our governments to stop funding UNRWA and to redirect the money to other organizations that actually help the Palestinians, such as the UN High Commissioner for Refugees or the UNHCR, which deals with all non-Palestinian refugees in the world. Do you think this would make a difference in the lives of the Palestinian refugees? We can also support initiatives that promote peace, coexistence, and dialogue between Israelis and Palestinians, such as the Abraham Accords, which are a series of agreements that normalize relations between Israel and several Arab countries. We can also educate ourselves and others about the history and the reality of the conflict, and not fall for the propaganda and the lies that are spread by UNRWA and the UN. I think that we should have non-Muslims from each country look over what's going on, and we should each spend 1 to 2 years per person for a minimum of 50 years to make sure the education is correct, where hate is not promoted and children are not tortured because they support Israel or the West, and where those who are sent are peaceful people and not picking one side over the other. It would be great if the person who comes there is not a Muslim or a Jew, but is more of an atheist. That would make sure that none of the propaganda is happening and that the kids are not put in a position. We know we should not send just 1 or 2 people to oversee this, but a minimum of 50 to 100 people from different countries. Do you think this would be a fair and effective way to monitor and improve the situation? Some of you may ask, how feasible and realistic is it? How would you select and train these people? How would you ensure their safety and security? How would you deal with the possible resistance and hostility from the local authorities and population? How would you measure and evaluate the impact of their work? It would not be a choice because only the extremists would go against it. It would have to be like when you pick a jury and ask them questions to see if they are fit, that they understand they will be there for a minimum of 1 to 2 years, and this program will last a minimum of 50 years so that the next generation can finally live in peace. I hope you found this video informative and eye-opening. If you did, please like, share, and follow to my page. And don't forget to leave a comment below and tell me what you think about UNRWA and the UN. Do you think they are helping or hurting the Palestinian cause? Do you think they should be reformed or disbanded? Do you think there is a chance for peace in the Middle East? Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and until next time, stay safe and stay informed.